Today we're going to be doing a short video on hip openers. This will help prepare you for some of the hip opening asanas in your yoga practice. So let's begin. It's always good to have some props handy. I always have a blanket and a strap. So if you don't have a strap, you can always use the strap from your bathrobe. So keep your props handy and let's lie down on your mat. So when you lie down on your mat, at first bend your knees, and you can keep your knees bent if you have tight hips. If you have more flexibility in your hips, you can press into your feet, slightly tuck your tailbone, lengthen out your legs, tuck your shoulders under, and place your palms up. If you find that your chin is way higher than your forehead, this is a good time to take your blanket or pillow, place it behind your head so that your chin and your forehead are level. So come into a comfortable position lying on your back and take a few breaths here, letting go of your to-do list and anything that's happening later or it happened before you got down on your mat. This is one of the things that separates yoga from other practices, is that you really focus in on being here now with your physical body and your mind. So take a few breaths. And then if your knees aren't already bend your knees in, place your feet on the floor. And our first pose today is knee to chest pose. So draw your knees into your chest. And if you have any knee issues or the pose is quite strong for you, bring your hands behind your thighs. If you find that the pose is still strong because you have tight back muscles, which many of us do from a lot of sitting, you can take your strap and place it behind your thighs. Because one of the important things in this pose is to keep the shoulders relaxed. Now, if you have already some flexibility in your low back, you can bring your hands on top of your knees and draw them in closer to your torso, keeping the lower legs relaxed. And then just breathe deeply, allowing the spine to sink into the mat, allowing the hips to release down onto the mat, keeping the shoulders soft and the chin tucked. Drop your feet down onto the mat. Again, here, keeping your left leg bent, or you can straighten out your left leg. We're going to take that strap and we're going to place the strap around the pad, not the arch of the right foot. And we're going to draw that leg in to a straight up and down position. Now again, if you have tightness in your hamstrings, this may be a challenge. You may find that your leg is comfortable to here. Don't force the movement. What we're trying to get is more space in the back of the knee. So gradually, using your breath and awareness, we're going to push through that heel and let that right hip drop down into the mat and see if we can create more space behind the right knee and eventually bring the leg up straight in the air. So while we're here, let's help lengthen out these muscles even more by doing some flexing and pointing. Again, keep your shoulders relaxed on the mat. One of the things I notice many of my students doing, not most of them, is they get a death grip on the strap and they're riding it like they're driving a covered wagon. So try to keep your hand relaxed on the strap. We're going to start taking the right leg out to the side. The important thing here is to try not to let the leg drop down as you take it out to the right. So just listen to your body using the strap, keeping your hand on your left hip. Gradually start taking that right leg out until you feel a stretch in the inner thigh. Now the stretch should be in the belly of the muscle of the inner thigh, not where it attaches to the knee or into the groin area. So as long as you're just feeling a stretch in your inner thigh, you're okay. If you start feeling any pain, come back up. But allow gravity and continuing to take deep breaths. Allow your leg to open up towards the right, keeping that left hip on the mat. And take some gentle breaths here. You may find the leg will release a little more. You see I have some props over here. If you want, when you get your leg down a certain distance, you can place a bolster or a block underneath your thigh to help it stretch out some more. Draw the leg back in. You can bend the knee here, draw the leg back in, bring it up straight again, and then take it over to the left, not too far. This is a very strong stretch on the outside of your thigh. So place your right hand on the outside of the thigh, and then just slightly take that leg over to the left. Breathing, keeping the left leg straight or bent. And then bend the knee, draw the leg back in, and we're going to switch sides. So lengthen out the right leg, place the strap around the left pad of your foot, and draw your left leg up into the air. Again, we'll flex and point, listening to your body. This leg may be more stretchy or less stretchy. Let's see. Just hold it up here, pressing down heavy through that left hip, letting that hip bone sink into the mat. Place your hand on your right hip and start taking that leg out to the left. Now I have a wall here, so I'm going to let my leg rest against the wall, release the strap. This is another option for you. You can turn around and put your leg on each side of the wall if you have tightness, and then just allow that inner thigh to relax. Take some breaths here. Bend the knee, draw the leg in, bring it back up straight, and then cross it over the midline of the body, feeling a stretch on the outside of the left thigh. Keep that left thigh on the mat. It's a great stretch, IT band stretch. And then bring the leg back, bend the knee, remove your strap. We're going to do some poses on the wall. Love my props, my blanket, my strap, my bolster. The wall is a great prop too. So getting up your legs up the wall is one of the challenges being a yogi. The best way is to bring your hips right up close to the wall. My hip is right up next to the wall here. Lie down and then swivel around. And if you've come out at all, just scoot your buttocks in. Bring your feet up. Draw your arms out to the side in a soft T. Now your legs may bend slightly if you have tightness in the back of your legs. That's all right. Push those hips in. Hips in. Breathe. Sending oxygen into the brain. Legs up the wall is a great restorative pose. Great one to do at the end of a long day. It's also beginning of some nice hip openers too. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to drop the knees and place the feet against the wall. And we're going to start taking the knees out to the right and to the left, massaging the hips and breathing. Your legs may droop a little as you relax. That's good. Relaxing is the key here. Once you're in, and then come back. Bring your legs back up the wall. I've scooched up a little and going in. I'm going to take my legs out wide into a wide-legged stretch, which stretches out the inner thighs again. Just going to come to my edge. You may be here. Just listen to your body. Don't do what I do, or if you can do further than I do, great too. It's your body. Listen to it, what it wants to stretch to today. You should feel a pleasant stretch in the inner thigh. You can stay in this pose as long as you like. I'm going to bring my legs in right now. I'm going to put my hands on the outsides of the thighs, draw the legs in. I'm going to bring the bottoms of my feet together and bring my knees out to the side. So again, you can stay here as long as you like. I'm going to bring my knees together and come back to the mat. Oops, for our last hip opener. This is a great stretch for the outer hip. So we're going to come back down, knees bent, shoulders tucked, chin tucked. I'm going to take the right leg and place it over the left leg with the right ankle resting on the top of the right knee. Now this may be a great stretch for you. This may be you're feeling a good stretch in your right hip, so you can stay right here. If you want more of a challenge, you can begin to bring that left knee in towards your torso. If you want even more of a challenge and you have tight shoulders, you can take your strap again, place it behind your left thigh, and keeping the shoulders relaxed, you can draw that left leg in towards your torso. You can also use your hands, putting your right hand between the right and left leg and the left hand on the outside of the left leg and draw the knee in that way. This way you can use your elbow to kind of keep that right leg heading out to the side. If you want to come in even deeper in the stretch and you don't have any knee issues, you can bring your hands to your shin and bring that hip in even more. And to get a little core work in, you can take a deep breath, switch sides, drop the right leg down, cross the left ankle over on top of the right leg, and notice the difference in your hips, which hip is tighter and which is looser. So again, stay here if you're already getting a good stretch. If you want more of a stretch, you can start bringing that right leg in and using your strap or your hands, help that right thigh come in even further. And then if you want a little core stretch, inhale, exhale, and release that pose out of your body. And we're going to end, as always, with a relaxation. So you can keep your knees bent, put a cushion under your head if you like, or you can lengthen out your legs. Tuck your shoulder blades under, place your palms up, and relax into the mat for Shavasana.